yeah, you best believe it is time for day 4 of the SEGAthon. And
Oh,
I get to
Jesus.
play a game I've been looking forward to playing for quite some time. Thunder Force 4.
Hell yeah, or as it's called on Twitch for some reason, Lightning Force Quest for the Dark Star.
Yeah, it's a bit weird. I believe one of those is either a North American or a European translation of the game itself, but it is, by right, Thunder Force 4. It is what is most commonly referred to as.
Yeah, I think we've all heard a bit of music from Thunder Force 4 every now and then, but what exactly is the run we're going for here? Is it just a straight A to B sort of thing?
Yep, pretty much. It's just a run through all of the levels, but there is one thing we gotta do first. Well, actually, there's two. First thing, I want to adjust my control mode so that I have fire and weapon on the handiest buttons possible, and also engine power somewhere out the way. And then we're going to set our stock ship level to 0. There's a good reason for that, trust me on this.
Okay. I have the OST on in the background, obviously I'm not hearing anything right now. And before we begin, I should read off a donation from last night. It was for $25 dues. Enjoyed the arcade games and commentary by Snake. That was by Unknown. Apparently they were too enthralled by the arcadiness to leave their name. But we have a few special incentive things going on today. We're currently at $1,183.69 raised for Child's Play, and we're trying to reach 1,500 today to unlock Sonic Boom Fire and Ice and complete the first incentive day. And we have a couple of things that might encourage you to donate a bit more than you possibly already have been doing. The first of which is we have a raffle for a Steam code of Vanquish, and basically every dollar you donate is one entry. And say if you donate $10, you'll get 10 entries. Just make sure you say that you want the Steam code when you're donating, you know, in the donation comment. And secondly, we have opened up the Sonic Mania Plus bid war to see which character Flame will play as. That's between Sonic, Tails, Knuckles, Mighty, and Ray. Just make sure you write down what character you want on there when you're donating. And we also have an Knuckles mode, like stretch goal for Mania Plus, and that's $200 overall. So I guess all the donations towards bidding for a character also go towards that. So yeah.
Sounds good to me. Alright, so some of you may have already noticed on the screen what I might have done by setting my ship stocks to 0. It's actually given me 99 lives.
Oh.
And this is basically my substitute for save stating, because this game is balls to the walls hard, even with experience. It is one of those games that is, I wouldn't say entirely merciless, I wouldn't say it's like Bullet Hell / Ikaruga levels of merciless, but it will certainly give you a rough time if you're not careful. Some epic slowdown. That's how you know it's being stretched to the very limits.
Yeah, well, I mean, the Genesis, it wasn't as powerful as the Super Nintendo, but it was doing what it could do, you know.
Exactly. So, what separates Thunder Force from the majority of side-scrolling shooters, apart from having a fucking awesome soundtrack, is you get a collection of different weapons that you can switch between on the fly. And all of these weapons allow you to fire in different directions and have varying degrees of effectiveness depending on which direction you are firing. And unlike most games, where if you die, you sort of go back to a checkpoint and you would lose all of the weapons and power-ups you have picked up, the only thing you lose in this game is the power-up you had selected at the time, which seems a bit weird, but it's actually quite fair, because if you're quick enough on the ball, if you know you're in imminent peril, you can actually just switch to like a weapon that's like one of your default ones and save your vital weapons for later on. Alright, so the idea behind this guy is that we gotta shoot the thing in the middle, but it is easier said than done. So I'm just going to do my best to stay somewhat central and just blast him with everything I got.
Okay, now all of Twitter knows about these incentives.
Excellent,
well,
excellent.
Everyone on my Twitter feed, at least.
Alright, so we picked up a hunter in the first level that we opted to do. And this is probably one of the most effective weapons in the game, just from a standpoint of just going through the levels, because whilst it doesn't have a lot of firepower, it does basically home in on all directions, so you're pretty much protected on all sides.
Nice.
So this is a weapon I'll be aiming to keep for as long as I possibly can. But of course, sometimes the raw power of the blade is what we will prefer.
And don't forget, guys, you can ask the co-com or the runner any questions, and I'll relay them for you. So, you know, feel free to talk to us as we talk to you, talking back to us, and it's just endlessly recurring at that point.
But that's how we roll.
I know I called it Genesis. Whatever, it doesn't matter. It's the same fucking console.
Indeed it is. So, do you have any experience with the Thunder Force series as a whole, like, apart from the soundtrack, I would assume?
No, sadly not. Sadly not. Kierex asks, what's with the P 100% bar on the top right?
That is your engine power. A lot of games, they tend to give you the ability to up your speed. R-Type can do it via power-ups. Gradius, you can opt to choose speed up as one of your power-up options. Whereas here, you start off with the ability to adjust your engine speed on the fly. And pressing the button allows you to change it by 25%. But if you hold down the button, you can slowly increase it. So if you want something more precise, that is an option that you have available to you.
Sorry, Kierex-a-coon. I didn't mean to. I mispronounce things.
Oh, I do it all the time. Don't worry about it.
God, we've got 2 flames in the chat. Jesus.
Oh, God.
One's bad
As long
enough.
as they don't start encouraging each other to do strange shit, it's fine.
Well, Flame's definition of strange shit, and everyone else's is entirely different.
True that. Oh, I got nixed from behind.
Mate, you have like 90 billion lives. You're gonna be fine.
Hopefully I won't have to use all of them, but we'll see. Alright, we got the blade back. This might make this second boss a little bit easier for us. Alright, should be a boss coming up. Yep, music's getting quieter. There we go. So the idea behind this guy is that he has one of those weird rotating shield things, like a rather infamous Robotnik boss in Sonic 2. Except this guy also shoots missiles at you.
Cool.
Which makes him infinitely deadlier, as you might imagine.
Alright, we have our first donation of the day, $15 from Zayn Auto. So now the bidding war has begun for Sonic Mania. Time to get Mighty out of that bar and back to work after all these years. Let's make sure that he can chuckle with the knuckles. Keep up the great work, guys. Thank you very much. $15 dues to Mighty. I will add that in right now. I'm not sure if that can also go towards the Vanquish, raffle, so I will ask Flame and whatnot.
Yeah, he's our go-to as far as the raffle rules are concerned.
Like, you don't have to enter the raffle if you don't, like, even have Steam and so on, so don't worry about it.
Or you might already own the game, that's also a possibility.
Yeah, for sure. How many Thunder Force games did they make, Bob?
6 in the end.
Cool.
6, I believe, came out on the PS2 in Japan. I'm not sure if it ever made it across the seas. 5, I believe, was on the Saturn. Oh, this guy is being a right dickhead, but
Okay.
we failed him all the same, so it's fine.
As long as dickheads die, that's all that matters in the end.
Indeed.
Okay, Zayn Auto does not want to be entered into the raffle. That's perfectly fine.
Alright, so we are now in what is, technically speaking, level 1. The first 4 levels of the game are basically your choice. You can do them in any order you wish. So you're not forced as to which direction you want to go, but from stage 5 onwards, it's pretty much on the rails.
Okay, now we're at $1,198.69. I almost said pence there. Cents. So we're roughly about $302 away from breaking the next incentive goals, guys. So if you've got $20 lying around and you can use PayPal, hey, chuck it in. You might win a copy of Vanquish for your troubles.
One thing I always did dig about Thunder Force in general as well is how fucking phenomenal the backgrounds are. Although it can be a little bit distracting sometimes, not gonna lie, but for the most part, it's fine.
Gold says, is your ship throwing batarangs, or was a second ago?
Yeah, that's the blade power-up, which is an upgrade to your basic forward-firing laser.
I don't know what it is with Sega games and elemental dragons, Snez. I just don't.
Yeah, this guy takes a bit of a licking, unfortunately.
That's fine, don't worry about it.
And now he gets dangerous, so I'm going to switch to Snake and attempt to bomb him from up high.
I didn't realise Snake was on today.
Well, he is a power-up in this game.
He is on today, he's going to be playing Comic Zone later.
Oh yes, that should be a fun one. There we go, that takes care of that, and now we must go into the Briny Deep.
Kira Rexacoon says, so Volk, I'm just going to say that name differently every time now. Which would you say is the best weapon in the game for just pure strength or utility?
For strength or utility, if you can wrangle it the right way, the freeway is very, very good. It's a multi-directional missile launcher, which its direction of fire depends on the last direction that you move. It goes in the opposite direction of your own movements. So you can get into some really tough to reach places that none of the other weapons can actually get to.
Okay. Do you know about the freeway pickup in the stage that's Dead Matter 2012?
Not offhand, unfortunately, but, of course, I got, yeah, you have to be very careful in this game, because enemies love to come by from the rear as well, is to, encourage the use of this here backshot. But yeah, if I happen upon the freeway pickup, I will definitely pick it up. I want that, though.
So yeah, what experience does the chat have with shmups in 1.0? Because we actually have ran 1 or 2 on HFC before, like we did, what was that one with all the memes in 1.0, Vogue?
That would be Zero Wing.
That's the one.
The origin of memes, almost, if you want to go that far.
Oh, jeez. Well, I'm not entirely sure if Toho is Sega, to be honest.
I'm not sure, to be honest. I know they've released some games recently, so might well be at this point if Sega had anything to do with the publishing rights. But like your typical Toho games, no, those weren't developed by Sega. Those were developed pretty much independently.
Can you imagine how much harder this game would be if you couldn't destroy projectiles?
Oh yeah, but there's a lot of projectiles you can't actually destroy here.
Well, I mean in general.
Oh yeah, in general it would be way harder. For one thing, the final boss would be impossible, because you actually have to destroy projectiles to damage it. So yeah, it's a very good thing that's not the case.
There you go.
So the idea of this boss is that you might notice a spinning disc somewhere near the bottom. Our task is to do enough damage to it to unlock that disc, and then we can actually hurt the boss.
Oh yeah, I see it.
For now, all this is that we're doing now is lip service.
So what would a shmup boss be without a fake out first form, you know?
Indeed. Yeah, I get the feeling the blade is interfering. Ah, there we go. And now he's ripe for damage. Ooh. Cheeky little bugger.
Well, What did he do to you, Volk?
The disc just went off the screen slightly. I thought I was out of range.
Let's try not to burn through all your lives before you get to level 5.
Alright. I will be fine. I've done many a practice run, and I've always ended up with a good portion of my lives left over.
Well, I did a practice run, and it turns out, for no reason whatsoever, that my audio keeps derping, and I don't know why.
We'll work it out someday.
I guess so. Well, hopefully soon, because I have Patreon things to do as well.
Oh yes, that is true. Alright. So now we can demonstrate the freeway. We'll get more use of it out of this during the boss fight. But now we want to try and save it.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, so now we got to dodge all these turrets, which thankfully you can dodge fairly easily just by making tiny little movements. However, we do want this, so we're going to have to be a bit risky. There we go.
Right, Gallagher's classic. I mean, if it's going to turn up in such a Oscar-worthy event as the Avengers, it's got to be notable.
Exactly, and yet R-Type and Gradius didn't. Then again, I suppose Gallagher is more of a granddaddy than both of those ever were. Mm-hmm. Even though they're both very solid games, and one would argue icons of the shmup genre.
Which you can Space Invaders as a shmup. It's not exactly side-scrolling.
No. I would say it's more just a top-down shooter.
Hell, you could probably even classify it as tower defense.
Yeah, I suppose so, in like a very primitive way. Except you don't
Yeah,
really
like
build
ground
towers. Although, in the sense that they go across a predetermined path and what have you, I suppose you are correct. Technically. The best kind of correctness.
It's the first shmup in the sense that they scroll side to side.
The enemies, yes, as opposed to the screen.
Well, no, you scroll side to side as well.
I suppose so.
What about Enter the Gungeon?
No, that's a roguelike.
Yeah,
and that's a twin-stick shooter. Alright, so now we got a light speed section for all you Sonic fans out there.
Godspeed.
As long as we don't try and correct our movement too much, we'll be fine. Of course, they throw enemies at you as well, just to make it that little bit more challenging.
Well, why the hell not?
Well, I prefer if they didn't. I have to be honest. Oh, we did get an extra life to make up for the one we lost. Alright, so this boss isn't too tricky. He has multiple phases, so to begin with he shoots this disc at you which will block your own projectiles, and at the same time will kill you if you're not careful.
Oh shit.
But since we got the freeway, we can actually barrage it from the top if we want to. And we have the railgun to deal with the missile launcher situated at the rear.
Mm-hmm.
So we just gotta match our weapon choice with what it is doing at the present moment. So anytime he's at the back, hit it with the railgun and aim to shoot the projectiles as they come towards you.
Just realised that the current total on the document is listed in pounds. I should probably ask them to change that.
Oh yes. Sorry, that was my mistake. I think it just autoed towards that, so I didn't have time to change it.
How dare you! This is a pristine and professional commentary group charity marathon event.
Are you sure about that?
Excellent comeback. Can we change the to in the da-da-da? There you go, professional.
Hey. Alright, so now we've taken care of the turret, the spongy exterior has been revealed. And we're just going to try and smack it down with as many missiles as humanly possible.
Okay. Notice I know you've not missed any donations since your one. Yes, Vanquish is a platinum developed game.
And now you see the full power of the freeway. Alright, and I believe that is the first 4 stages cleared, so now we get to the knockoff of the Mega Battleship from R-Type.
Nice.
Oh yeah, I forgot how fast those things fire. Probably better just to try and dodge them. Get my Space Harrier 2 credentials, some practice. There we go. No problem at all.
Let's see. Kierex says, so Tom, since you're here, if we decide to do a Capcom-a-thon, would you like me, Snake, and the M8 Mondays crew do Monster Hunter Mondays for charity? I suppose you could do like a special event version of it, yeah.
Yeah, that sounds like it would be quite cool. The Snake does a very good job with the Monster Hunter shenanigans.
Yeah, the backgrounds are pretty lit in the game, not gonna lie.
I told you, man. They are some of the best on the Mega Drive, in my honest opinion. Which is oddly fitting, because this is considered probably one of the best games on the Mega Drive. It is consistently on many websites' top 10s.
Well, how seriously do we take these websites' opinions, Vol?
Well, I don't know, but when about 10 of them at once that are apparently of high credential are saying the exact same thing, you know it's got to mean something.
For sure, for sure. But yeah, guys, any amount will help. Just keep donating, keep donating. Remember, every $1 gets you 1 entry into the Steam code raffle for Vanquish, and you can also put it towards which character you want to see Flame play as in Sonic Mania Plus. And if you can't donate, spread the word to people who can. Thank you very much.
Indeed, every dollar helps.
That's just what I said. You can't shmup and commentate at the same time, so just do one or the other.
I can try. Ah, nice. Oh, extra life. At the front of a ship, no less. You can just imagine, like, the people building a ship. Boss, are you sure you want to put this one up here? He's just like, no, it's fine. He'll never get to the front of this damn thing. It goes at least warp 8. Alright, now thankfully I don't believe any of these lasers actually harm you. And you can't actually defeat this boss either. It is literally impossible, but you have literally an entire strike team there trying.
Jesus. Oh, that's cool.
But yeah, we'll be coming across him later, as you might imagine. Oh, here we go. Hype shit incoming. So now they are gearing us up to use the lightning cannon, which is an item that we'll get to play around with for the rest of the game, and the little orbitals we get have been improved, and anytime we collect those, we'll be able to use the lightning gun. And in order to do so, you have to not fire for a couple of seconds, and then it charges, and then you fire, and it does the damage.
Wow, you're halfway through the game already?
This is the halfway stage, yeah, although these stages get very, very tricky.
Okay.
But yeah, my estimate was given, like, before I realized that there was a 99 lives code, so I discovered it quite late into the FOM, which is why I kind of asked Flame to sort of prepare for an hour estimate as opposed to an hour and a half.
Okay.
This stage actually has one of my favorite boss themes as well. So I'm very much looking forward to sinking my teeth into that particular guy. He's also a boss I somewhat recognize, because the style of boss that you actually fight actually appeared in Shinsho Okami Paradius, I believe, which is one of the earliest Paradius games that I remember seeing or playing. And I believe the person who was playing it was I suppose a rather I wouldn't say legendary exactly, but a prominent YouTuber back in the day called Judge Spear. And he was one of those guys who specializes in Mugen videos primarily, but did the odd thing every now and again.
Yeah, I thought he said shit show as well.
Well, it is a shit show, I'm not gonna... I won't deny that. Seriously, if you ever see a Paradius game, it is a treat to watch.
Oh yeah, and also don't forget, all your donations towards the Mania Plus character bid will also count for the overall thing to get the and Knuckles mode. So who knows, if Mighty wins, we could have Mighty and Knuckles, throwing it back to the classic days of Knuckles Chaotix.
Indeed.
Though Volt, the trick is to not fly through the ice.
I was a frame off. Oh, damn it! He's way too close. Alright, let's try getting in underneath him. Oh, no, that's a bad idea.
Very, very bad idea.
However, he is all the way back there now, so the railgun can make mincemeat out of him. You know, when they open a when they close the door, they open a window.
Yeah.
Alright, so here's the boss I was talking about earlier. And I absolutely love the theme of this guy. Because it's just so creepy and hype at the same time, it's great. Alright, so the idea is that he'll charge forward and shoot these projectiles. And he has about 4 different phases. Each arm you take off of him will actually initiate a different phase. And he's certainly no pushover. However, this would be a lot easier if we were able to keep the lightning cannon. So unfortunately we missed our chance at that, but that's okay. We will get through all the same with sheer force of will.
I hope so, Volk. I hope so. This is for the kids after all.
Indeed. He's adding little bits every now and again. So it starts off simple, but then he throws in all sorts of other bollocks.
Backwards C.
And now he is literally just... Oh yeah. He also throws in that as well, so staying right at the back of his screen is not safe at all. So you gotta move forward slightly. And then make sure you move all the way back, because he gets you again on the way back. Now, the 4th phase, I'm not entirely sure if he does anything, but I never given him a chance to, just because I was slightly scared to. And there we go, that's the end of that guy.
Very nice, very nice.
Alright, so stage 7 next.
I will post the incentives and whatnot in the chat for you all. There you go. Richie beat me to it. Fuck you.
How dare you be on the ball.
How dare you. But yeah, we're roughly $300 away from breaking 1500 for Child's Play and unlocking Sonic Boom, Fire and Ice. Flame will play that on the first incentive day. That'll be the final game of the first incentive day. Actually, the first 2 games we unlocked a remote exhibition, or exhibition mode, I guess, for Puyo Puyo Tetris, and also Dynamite Heady. Oh
yes, I'm looking forward to bumbling my way through that. I have been practicing every chance I get, just because I know that game is, much like Thunder Force 4, very hard, and whilst you don't have an infinite lives cheat, you do have a level select, which I'm sure will be very, very helpful.
Yes, it will.
I believe you actually have some experience with that game as well, personally, don't you?
Yeah, I cheated my way to the end,
That's alright, so I'll at least be on par.
All the San Diego Comic-Con stuff's starting now, Volk. I'm excited.
No doubt, because of all the Steven Universe news that comes along with it.
Well, we fucking got a gif of White Diamond's eyes and I nearly died. What do you expect?
For me, there's usually some odd pieces of fighting game news that tends to leak out of the San Diego Comic-Con. So I usually get excited for that, because that's sort of like my little bit of excitement just before EVO starts. And then that's where all the hype shit begins.
For sure, but they also have like posters for Mega Man Fully Charged and whatnot.
Oh yeah, that's like a new cartoon, isn't it, that's coming out?
Yeah, I think it might actually turn out okay. It's usually the case with these shows.
Yeah, I think the art style might take a while to grow on me, though.
Yeah.
It's sort of like that. It's sort of like a weird bootleg Code Lyoko almost.
Oh god, why?
It's the only direct comparison I can draw. Motherfucker hid behind the terrain. How am I supposed to hit him from there?
Well, you're supposed to get good for.
I'm not even going to dignify that with a response.
Well, it would take you 10 seconds to reply anyway.
God damn it. Hey, I'm the one playing a game here. You just get to sit on your ass and occasionally read a donation.
Well, you know. Words.
On that note, put some to work. Get more donations in there.
Yeah. Make me sweat with the reading. Welcome to the stream, Alex. Nice to have you here. Yes, that is a turtle. Well noticed, stream chat.
Yeah, this guy is... He seems simple, but he can be pretty challenging just because he throws out turrets randomly. And then the fire of those guys are also adding to the random bits of debris that's getting thrown at you.
Oh, and it always the way?
Not always. Like, most bosses have the dignification to not spawn turrets as well as being a boss in itself.
Hey SS, it is hanging. Well, I should say. We are playing Thunder Force 4 right now. Vanquish is coming up soon. And then we'll have a bit of Comic Zone tonight.
Oh yes, I'm looking forward to Comic Zone. I know that game is hard because I tried it for the first time when the Mega Drive's Classic Collection was first making the rounds. And yeah, that game is pretty balls to the walls difficult. I'm not ashamed to say that it took me many an hour just to get past like the third or fourth stage.
Jeez.
So this guy's a little more uncouth than your typical shmup bosses, where he recklessly throws himself at you as well as giving you lots of projectiles to try and dodge.
The Ridley of shmups then.
Yeah, pretty much. Although I'd say probably Ridley's a bit handsomer than this guy.
I don't know how Ridley would feel about being called handsome.
I think he'd take it rather well, personally. He seems like the kind of person that doesn't get a compliment all too often.
Yeah, got there in the end, Bob. It's
yes,
okay,
I did.
You played a video game.
That is just the curse of being me, I'm afraid.
The more I rib him, the better he plays. That's how it works.
Well, I seem to be doing alright against this guy. He's not dying as fast as I would like him to, but, you know, I'm doing a decent job dodging all the bullshit he's throwing at me, so...
What do we feel about touch damage? Do you think it still has a place in video games? Not unless the enemy physically attacks you, no. What do you think, Bob?
I suppose it depends on the enemy itself. Like, there are some where it kind of makes sense, you know, where if you're going high speed into something that's just frankly so huge it defies belief, then yeah, maybe I can see touch damage being a thing then, but if it's just like terrain and things like that, especially in shmups, I find it more annoying than challenging.
Yeah.
Because, you know, I don't want to end up, like, dying because I was, like, 1 pixel too low to the ground. Thankfully, a lot of games don't really rely upon that anymore.
Okay, we have a $55 donation from Gold Store. Mr. fucking Moneybags over here donating throughout the marathon thus far. Let's get some donations flowing now. Put $40 of this towards Sonic Mania Plus and Knuckles. Well, that goes towards it anyway, so if you want to specify a character you want it to go towards. And the remaining 50 towards Richie singing One More Time from Rhythm Thief. Will do, I'm adding that now. Let's hope we actually get towards Rhythm Thief. That's the $2,500 thing.
Yeah, I think regardless we'll still be able to do the songs as well, whether we meet it or not, but I'm confident we will.
Yeah, for sure. Let's see. Is someone already adding stuff? I can just leave it to them if they want.
And leave it with less work to do? I'm not so sure if that's a good idea.
Okay, we're putting the money on Mighty then. Let's see. Where's Mighty at? Oh god, what's going on? What have I done? Jesus. Jesus fuck. It's okay. I've got it. It's cool.
So now we get to listen to the original version of Metal Squad rather than the SSH remix, which I love so much.
Nice. Alright, Mighty is on 55, and Mania and Knuckles mode is on 65. Wait, no? 55. Yeah. Nope, 65. I was right the first time. I can't do maths. Leave me alone.
That's alright. You can't do mouth. I can't pronounce things properly.
Yeah, I can't do
We are the
maths.
tag team of vocabulary disaster.
Don't bring me down to your level, okay? You're already beating me with experience.
But it's so lonely down here.
Okay. Right, one more time is now at $17. And, yeah, there we go. Mighty's currently winning with $55. Keep it going, guys.
Hey, finally he goes down. That boss has an annoying habit of living. So this stage actually consists of 4 mini-bosses as well as a proper boss at the end. So they give you a run for your money on this stage. This tends to be... This stage and stage 9 tend to be where you lose the most lives going through the game for your first time.
What's this about dignification?
I'm just noticing something really, really strange here. When I was doing some of my practice runs, every single time, that particular mini-boss has only 3 of those little capsules to destroy, whereas this time around they gave me 4. Curious indeed. Alright, let's get the hunter out. These little buggers are annoying me.
Okie dokie, our current total is $1,253.69, so we're just under 250 away from breaking 1,500.
Nice.
Very nice, very nice. Let's see. On a scale of 1 to 10, your current excitement for Kingdom Hearts 3 with what we know about it right now?
Well, I'm not really so much the Kingdom Hearts buff, but I'm just glad it's finally seeing the light of day.
Well, on a scale of R to ah, I will give it a ah!
That just sounds like you're scared by it. Were you emotionally abused by Kingdom Hearts in the past?
No, that's excitement, Volk. Jesus.
Ah. Sorry, that sounded like a yelp of terror from where I was sitting.
Well, that's Kingdom Hearts for you. They kind of intermingle.
It's terrorific.
Terrotastic. Okay, has Richie fixed all my mistakes? I think he should do. Yes, good. Good.
Ah, good old Richie. Now, I'm hoping for another lightning gun upgrade. But I'm not sure if we'll get it just yet. I think we have to defeat this 4th mini-boss first.
We can't every time get what we want, Volk.
No, this is true. Although, much like its little brother, this guy has an annoying habit of not knowing when to die. But we will do the best we can, as we always do. Probably put my speed up. This guy is a little bit too zippy for my liking.
Yeah, gotta go fast, man.
Indeed. No, I don't want to lose my hunter.
Flamin' Rich need an ETA.
ETA, I'd say probably another 20 minutes? 15 perhaps?
Maybe 15 to 20. I almost put 120 there. God, what is it with me and numbers? I don't know. Why are you fighting a penis?
Oh, just be glad we're not playing Wings of War. We'd literally be fighting a penis at this point in the game.
Oh my god.
Yeah, for those of you who's not in the know, there is a very similar shmups of this ilk called Wings of War, or Gainoog as it is called in Europe and I believe Japan. And there is a lot of phallic and sexual imagery in that game and its bosses.
I thought you said Guy Nude for a second there.
No, it's Gainoog. It's Guinoug.
Okay. Oh yeah, the organic penis ships are the worst. No response, as it should be.
Ah, balls, I think I missed a lightning gun power up there, but that's okay. We will make do.
He's so terrible at the game, Volk.
We have the power of Snake, it'll be fine.
Anyway, Gold, thank you very much for your staggered donations, mate. They do help us when the slow moments rear their heads. Much appreciated. What
Indeed.
the fuck are you fighting here? Is this Mother Brain?
I don't know, it kind of reminds me of the Bido Queen from R-Type. This is weird tentacle beast with like a weird embryo in the middle.
A dancing fetus, yeah. SS Den said, isn't this a Contra boss? I'm gonna be honest, like all shmups from this era kind of tend to blend together for me because of stages like this.
Yeah, I mean, this boss is, well, this type of boss, should I say, especially in R-Type, this is like a staple.
Hey Malik, it is a fun game. It's got a great soundtrack at the very least.
Which I imagine you are listening to right this moment. Alright, one down. Let's see if we can take down this other one. So, one constant in this particular boss is that he'll constantly lay landmines down, which don't kill you, but they will force you upwards, so you have to make sure you're constantly pressing the down direction, otherwise you'll get propelled into the ceiling and die.
Shavarreaper50 says, for those keeping track at home, at 50 cents a credit, Volk has now spent $15.50.
Actually, you do get much more than one life per credit. You usually get about 4 or 5, I believe.
That's not bad for an arcade game.
This guy is being a light cunt.
It's alright, mate. It's alright. It's early in the morning. Afternoon. God. Time has no meaning when you're doing charity marathons.
Next phase, he now gets a bug assistant to lift him off the ground. And will constantly spit acid at you.
Okay. This boss is doofy as fuck.
I know, right? It's just like the most helpless boss ever, but it's also probably one of the more dangerous ones in the game. Which is why we can't let this embryo live. And now to protect ourselves, I'm just gonna nestle myself in its home.
Well, Shadow Reaper, keep track of all the credits Volk has used up, and maybe someone can donate that amount once we're done. Would be sweet.
It would, it would. I apologize in advance, by the way, if you are playing that particular game.
Take a drink every time Volk mispronounces something and or dies.
We do want viewers by the end of this, Tom.
Everyone's dead. No.
If only I was better at Lightning Force. Yeah, that right there is why I hate collision with the terrain. I should probably slow down my speed a tidge. Ah, shield. Nice. It's just the crutch I need.
Ah, yes. The shield, and only to the save state.
Indeed.
It's kind of a shield, anyway.
Whoa! Okay, I thought that didn't go through walls. That was close.
This is stage 9 now, right?
That is correct. And then stage 10 is pretty much the final boss. You don't really get to do much in way of traversing on the way there. It's pretty much the boss is right there, and you gotta try and kill him. And he is a very, very mean final boss.
The name of this music, if I can speak, my illustrious voice must be heard, is Downright Attack.
Downright Attack. I'm pretty sure that's a few special moves in Mortal Kombat.
Downright Attack, yeah.
Yes, this guy. The idea behind these enemies normally is that you're meant to get in behind them, but this one doesn't let you do that. So you have to rely on other means in order to defeat him. Alright. I can't get away with dodging the ship, so it looks like I'm gonna have to...
Brute force.
Well, not brute force, but take out half the ships and dodge the other half is what I was going with.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, I've never seen that attack before. Alright, so he buggers off, and I believe we get to the boss very soon. And this rather convenient tentacle fiend... oh, wait, nope! I forgot he pulls the actual level down on top of you.
Jesus.
It's fine, we got an extra life at the end.
I suppose that's what they mean by downright attack.
Indeed. Or it's downright cheap attack.
Thank you, Volk. Only took 15 seconds that time.
You're enjoying this far too much.
I am. It's a good ass OST, right?
Oh yeah. Give me the thing. Yes! Yeah, we'll just ignore that guy entirely. That sounds like a fine idea.
That's what I do in most shooter games, honestly.
Alright, now I believe it's boss time. Well, almost.
Yeah.
Got
Okay.
some destructible projectiles to take care of first. Lots of them! Thank God it gave us a shield. Alright, I believe I need to take you up.
We have a $10 donation from Samurai Snake. I'm pretty sure the runners and whatnot aren't meant to be filling Child's Play's coffers, but whatever, it's for charity. Hey all, Samurai Snake here. I am enjoying the SEGAthon so far. Tanner losing his mind over monkey ball, mini golf, and baseball was the highlight thus far. Put this towards the and Knuckles mode. Good luck on the rest of Thunder Force 4 vlog.
Thank you very much. I was highly entertained by his Fighters Megabix run, by the way.
Very good, very good. Don't forget, Snake, that goes towards, like, the and Knuckles mode anyway, so you may as well, like, vote for a character in Mania Plus. Yeah, that's fair. If they're not running in the game, like, they can donate towards whatever, I guess.
Yeah, it's not like they're donating during the game that they're running.
Yeah. It's also like they're not pretending to be someone else. That would be sketchy as shit.
Hmm.
I will ask Snake what character he wants. Oh, I don't think he's online right now.
I'm sure if you leave a message, he'll pick it up.
Mm-hmm. I'll DM him on the fucking Twitters.
So now we get to the giant enemy crab boss.
Mm-hmm.
Let's break out the freeway to finish the
there he
remaining
is.
2 turrets.
Mighty with the dollary dues.
Let's make it older buddy right now. Well, I suppose he is the new one on the block, so I suppose it makes sense.
Mm-hmm. He said Mighty, he voted for Mighty. Okay, I get it. Let's see, Mighty is now at $80, a very mighty $80 for Mighty, and everyone else has Bupkis, 0, Dinada. And that means we're now $120 away from fulfilling the and Knuckles mode goal for Mania Plus.
Sounds like we'll probably fulfill that one quite quickly at this rate.
Yep. Thank you, Rich. I appreciate it.
Oh, alright, now he's going into attack pattern Delta, which involves this around the world laser, which speeds up. Just for extra bullshittery points. Alright, so it looks like I can duck out of the way like that. I'm actually trying a bunch of new strategies here on the fly, just for a future reference in case I feel like picking this game up again. It's one of those things that I wouldn't mind trying to sort of get through without the 99 lives crutch, but it would be insanely hard to do.
Was Tom saying mighty or mighty? That's not fair, okay? Just because I've been shit-talking Vox pronunciation for the entire one doesn't mean you can do the same to me. That's not fair.
Or maybe just your T is in imminent danger, just going, oh, my T!
My T won't win the bid war! Damn it. Not here.
And quickly go around, shoot a few missiles at him.
Okay, they are getting set up now, my friend.
Yeah, as long as I fire the missiles in front of me, nothing seems to be hitting me.
Raw for life, really.
Mm-hmm. There we go. The crab machine has been destroyed.
Bye.
And then we get sent to another dimension. Or at least I'm assuming we do. Alright, here we go. Final boss time.
Did you die at the end of that boss fight?
Yeah, apparently he still has a hitbox when he's in the middle of being blown up.
Oh,
He's the only boss that had that, apparently.
Oh, and the death egg is in this dimension, apparently.
Yeah. The Death Egg Star.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you can't really defeat this boss in the traditional sense. There is a giant fuck-off cannon though, as you might be able to see from the giant lasers in the background, but...
Oh lordy.
That's what you have to destroy. You have to destroy the cannon behind it. I'm just gonna see if I can tuck myself in here. Apparently not. That's okay. We'll just go around and around and around.
We have a $2 donation from Gamebusters UK. Hey guys, another small donation from me. The streams have been great so far, keep it up. I gotta put this towards Mighty because he's amazing in Mania Plus. Cheers guys, thank you very much. Don't forget you can enter yourself for the Vanquish raffle. Just make sure you let us know in the comment when you're donating. Thanks.
Wonder if he can get me from here.
Wait for it.
There we go. And now we get to the second phase of the final boss.
Nice.
Now, I'm not entirely sure what exactly the plot of this game is, to be honest with you, but apparently there's like some rocket they're gonna shoot off and it's gonna cause the end of everything, so we are trying to put a stop to that. I always just thought it was the usual ship has to stop the evil forces of whatever the fuck. Alright. Here we go. Final boss time. Alright, so last time I was in testing, staying right at the edge over here with my freeway seems to protect me from every single one of its attacks, and then I can slowly whittle away at its side. I mean, things like this are really no secret in a lot of shmups. There are some really, really cheap ways you can just trivialize fights, especially some of the final bosses. I mean, Gradius doesn't even give you a chance to do that. The boss just sucks. It's just like, hey, I am a giant talking head. Oh no, you shot me once. Kaloo Kalay, what a world. Alright, now we gotta get to the other side of him. If he would, just move down, that'd be great.
No, not happening.
And there's my opening. Now I just repeat the same in this direction. Now, I believe my hunter will be able to dispatch of the third phase. And what I was talking about near the start of the run is how it's a good thing that destructible bullets exist, otherwise this boss would be impossible. And yeah, the final phase of this fight involves you having to destroy orbs instead of actually targeting the big ship itself. And if you destroy enough orbs, you will destroy the ship. I'm assuming it's like some kind of power source or something like that. And by shooting the orbs, you're denying it the extra power it needs in its damaged state. At least I believe that's what goes on.
It's been about 3 or 4 extra lives while it's picked up, I believe, Shadow Reaper.
Yeah, 4 seems reasonable. Alright, now I think if I go down... Let's try the hunter.
Don't forget, the Mania Plus bid war is going to be going on until, I'm pretty sure, day 10 of the marathon, which is Wednesday the 25th, so there's plenty of time to, you know, turn the tide and get Mighty off that top spot.
Yeah, I wouldn't be too surprised if I lose a few lives here.
It's fine, mate, it's the final boss. Yeah, it's weird that the legs don't hurt you out of everything.
Yeah, well, like I said, this fight is very much focused on the orb destruction. And I believe you have to shoot every single orb, otherwise you'll have to try again. So it's slightly annoying.
Well, less whining, more firing.
Alright, let's try the railgun. Maybe this will give us some more luck. Okay, not quite. There we go. Alright, so maybe you don't have to destroy all the orbs. Maybe you just have to destroy enough of them. Alright, so I had 45 lives by the end of that. That's probably one of my best runs so far, although I'm still trying to eke it across to the upper 2/3, I guess. So maybe one day I'll be able to get through only having used like 30 lives or something. So here we go. The scientists commented that the sortie of Rhynex was nothing more than a reckless action. However, this operation allowed the Galaxy Federation to survive. Rhynex has been left drifting in the vast universe, hoping to heal its wounds. Who knows when Rhynex will rise like a phoenix from its crushing defeat? As of yet, we don't have any substantial details concerning a potential rising enemy, Faust, even no idea about their intended targets. It is unknown whether the Galaxy Federation, which was torn by the Great Battle, could stand against this unrecognized enemy. Sorry, the background is making it a little bit hard to read. The Galaxy Federation narrowly escaped kamikaze attack from Rhynex this time, but can survival be assured in the next fight? Inevitably, human beings will soon face additional hardships. And there you go, that is pretty much Thunder Force 4 in a shell nut. And it obviously carries on in Thunder Force 5 and 6, but good luck getting a hold of those. Thunder Force 4 is very easy to get nowadays. You can get it on the Sega Classics collections that are strewn about all over the place. And it's also coming out on the Nintendo Switch pretty soon. So if you want portable Thunder Force, I know I do, it'll be a good way to practice.
Very nice, very nice. Apparently you spent roughly around $15 worth of credits there, so hey guys, why don't you help the kids by donating some $15 dues during Vanquish and whatnot, and get yourself entered into the Vanquish Steam Code raffle. For every $1 you donate, you get 1 entry into the raffle.
Ah, it's Jotaro's brother, Yotaro Kujo.
Hey.
And his cousin Kyutaro.
He's the cute one of the family.
Graphics, 2 socks. What? I tell you, man, some of these names in the Mega Drive era for these developers are a little bit questionable. Booby Master. I'm sorry. This is new on me. I don't usually watch the credits. Alright,
Okay,
Booby Massa might be my new favorite Sega developer.
You talk about Tam Tam. Okay, it was $7.50, 15 credits overall.
Not bad, not bad. Funking Shuronin, Omen Yunka Matai.
Okay.
Voice. I suppose that's the voice of
now.
the power-ups when you pick them up.
Yeah.
My Home Papa. And then we can enter our name into the Hall of Fame, as is tradition in these here arcade games.
Best put HFC.
We'll see. We'll see where my mind takes me at the spur of the moment.
Yes, you do have to note that you want to be entered into the raffle with your donation.
Come on. Let me enter my name, damn it, so I can end this stream. There we go. Oh, wait, not quite. So this is a... I can't tell if the ship is actually wrecked or if it's just your ship flying through space and somebody managed to get like a cool sort of like speed camera footage of it. There we get our final score. Yes, there is a no-miss bonus, and ugh, I dread going for that, because doing it with like the few lives you're provided is one thing. Doing it without getting hit at all, that requires some legendary video game skills, which I just simply do not possess. Actually, one thing to note, since we did bring up the Switch version of Thunder Force 4 coming out, is that there's actually going to be a mode that lets you play as the ship from Thunder Force 3, which has its own range of weapons.
Ooh, that's really cool.
So there is definitely reason to pick it up, because you'll get something that you wouldn't otherwise get with the Classics Collections versions of this game. And there we go, that is that. Thunder Force 4 has been conquered. I refuse to say Vanquish because that's what's coming up next, so stay tuned. Hey. We'll have Vanquish on tap for you in just a little while, and then after that we'll have some Comic Zone with Samurai Snake. But for now, I'll be signing off for today, and I will see you tomorrow for some Phantasy Star 4. Alright, thank you very much, Tom, for joining me. It's been a pleasure having you as my co-pilot. Thankfully, I didn't have to press the eject seat.
Oh, came close though, came close.
Oh, you have no idea how close I was to pressing that button.
Okay, well, even when you try to shit on me, you still miss Vanessa towards the end. Stay tuned, guys, we've got Vanquish. Don't kill me, Hulk!
Ah!